Hi everyone, this is estimating class, an extension of what we did earlier today in class, which is just a brief explanation of what you're going to do again. We did it in class. I showed you what I did using Bluebeam, and we reviewed chapter 1. And your homework is going to be for you to personally do the same thing that we did as a group. Now you're going to do it on your own and review chapters 2 and 3. Okay, so let's first get you set up with Bluebeam. So those of you who don't have Bluebeam, you need to pay attention now. Um, you're going to go to Module 1 under 1.5 Required Materials. And there you're going to see the link. There's the 30-day trial link. You click on it and open it up, and you will register it. Use your school name, email if you want, or your personal email. And if you tell them not to send you junk mail, they won't. Then you're going to register your trial. So you can click here just to show you an example of what'll pop up on your computer. So when you're in your computer in Bluebeam, you would click the review tab at the top corner and then register, and this pop-up will come up. Okay, and I'll show you. There is your serial number and your product key. You can install this on 3 machines, um, and if you don't use it on all 3 machines, then share it with your friend or your mom or your dad or someone. It is a great tool to use for your PDFs. Okay, so make note of that. You've installed your 30-day trial. So then somewhere on your desktop or somewhere where you have review, you will have the click on the link to start Bluebeam, and it should open up. So there's my Bluebeam. It's blank. There's nothing on it. There's different sections to Bluebeam, and here's one. See this little black area and this main screen. So if you get the hover right over the line, you'll get that little symbol will change. You can click and hold it, and you can drag it and make it wider. Okay, because information will pop up here. Right now I'm on thumbnails, but you've got bookmarks, you got layers, sometimes you have properties when if you want to adjust the properties to something, you got measurement tools. So these tools will pop up in this dark black field here. And see the one that looks like 2 boxes? It says file. They're like a file cabinet symbol. So there it just shows you like history of files. So mine's pretty heavy, but you'll find, and you can pin them up. So it'll show the last file you worked on and stuff. So I'll make that go away so you don't see it. Okay, so to register, you click there right at the top, left-hand corner. You can see there's the line that says unregister because I'm already registered. You click register, and then you will enter in. Let's see, I'm going to unregister. Ooh, so I literally unregistered. So now I'm going to have to re-register. There. And it just happens to have my serial number product key already there, so I don't have to. So you just type in your serial number product key and you hit register, and I'm re-registered back in the program. Okay, so it's that fast. So we just spent 4 minutes doing that just to show you how to set up your Bluebeam. Now I'm going to show you how to use your Bluebeam, and you can use it many different ways, and I don't want to get too crazy, but I want to show you how we used Bluebeam today in class and how I'm going to expect you to use Bluebeam to do this type of assignment. Okay, so let's go back to our modules in Canvas. So that was 1.5, so we can close that module, we don't need anything in there anymore. And I have this one already open. So module 00, if you see it, there's a pull down menu. You open it up. And I gave it a heading, chapter review assignments. Add the S in there. And so far, I have chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 files in there for you to download. And there's the fundamental estimating instructor manual. So I'm actually sharing with you guys the instructor's manual, and this one has all the answers to those essay questions. I don't mind if you share it at this point. Um, I'm not expecting anyone to cheat, so if you did share it, it's a lot of information and it's hard to study unless you're going to memorize it. It does you no good to have a copy of it, because in the future we're going to do the homework a different way. So if someone were to copy, cut, and paste that answer into the homework, I'm going to know that it's from a previous class and it's not going to work. So that person will 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 get the wrong answer, and I'll know they're cheating too. So this is a way, assignment is to help you, because I noticed some students were struggling with some of these essays. So either you worked really hard and you were able to get your information from the textbook, or you started it and it was too hard and you quit. Or third, some people may have just gone onto Google and typed in their answer thinking that would be easier. There is no easy way around it, but if you follow some of these study methods, what I'm showing you is a study method, um, it'll help you get through some of your assignments, especially when you see them of this type. Okay, but I'm going to have you break them down into key elements. So these are your files. So click on the first file, which is the instructor manual, and there gives you a place to download it. Hopefully you have a folder. I have named a folder called Summary Review and 116 Estimating for the class. And in it, I've already copied them. But I can hit save, and it'll save it in that folder. And then I'll go to the back button on my browser and go back to the modules. And then I'll pull up chapter 1. Oh, we've already done chapter 1, so you don't have to do it. But if you want to have a copy of chapter 1, you can. Otherwise, you can click on chapter 2. There it is. Download it. And I already have a copy of it, so that's why it's naming it. It knows it, and it's gave it a number 1. So I'll cancel out of here and assume that you've downloaded all of them into your file. And there they are. You've downloaded them into your folder. I happen to rename my manual, and I put a 00 in front of it. And so I can just right click. There's the rename tab. And if I want, I can change the name. Put 00 on it. And the reason I do that is because now it'll sort them in an order. But for now, I'm just going to delete that one since I already have the instructor manual. Now, at this point, you're going to want to, Blubeam Review is probably not your default PDF reader. So just highlight or click on the arrow without opening the file. And then what you can do is, I'm going to close chapter 1. We're working on chapter 2 and 3, and we want the instructor manual. But you can do this with one file, or you can do it, 3 times, or you can do it the way I'm doing it and do it once. and then right click on whatever you've got highlighted. Just pick one and it'll count for all of them. Let's see, right click. Because I have more than one open, it's not going to work. So let me uncheck those two. Right click again. And there it says open with. I wonder if it did that for the 3. Yeah, see, it doesn't say open with. Right click on one and open with Bluebeam Review. And it'll open it. But if it's the first time it's doing that, it'll say, do you want to do it? Do you want to open with it all the time? And you say, yeah. And so then you will see those little blue icons showing that it's readable in Bluebeam. So now that that's done, and I've opened that guy, I'm going to open chapter 2 and chapter 3. I'm just going to right click, just say open, and it's going to open both of them. Now we're here in Bluebeam. Now you can see that I've already downloaded information from the canvas, from Cengage. The actual, I copy, cut, and pasted right out of the assignment, your homework assignment. Okay, so at this point, you're ready to work with the document. But you've got 3 documents. There's the manual, and we're going to be working on chapters 2 and 3. So why don't we get to the top of chapter 2? So I'm scrolling until I find, there's chapter 3. Let's scroll some more, and we should get to the top of chapter 2. There it is. And there's chapter 2. What are the main objectives of estimating department in a construction company? And then over here, what are the main objectives of the estimating department? Okay, so that's the same question. And we know in this answer sheet that the answer was 5 objectives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I'm asking you to do in this assignment is to break down this answer into its key elements. So I'm going to grab my highlighter. You see it up there at the top of the menu. The objective is to what? Let's just break down number 1. Prepare cost estimate that will enable contractor to obtain profitable work by competitive bidding process. Okay, that's the answer, and it's pretty short, but can we shorten it? The objective. What are the main objectives of estimating department? So they prepare cost estimates, right? And then that will enable a contractor to profitably work by the competitive bidding process. But this explanation is where it says that will enable. So you could say a main objective would be for, but see, we're talking about the department. So the department prepares a cost estimate. We could include more to be more explanative, but let's just see if we can't get it to its bare minimum. So let's try to break down number 2. Maximize the accuracy of the estimating process by including procedures for checking and verifying the precision of work. So they prepare, they maximize accuracy. The rest of this explains how it maximizes efficiency. This explains how they prepare the cost estimate or why. Now, here they maximize productivity. But is that what that it would be the objective of a department to try to maximize? They maximize in terms of generating the highest volume estimating product with resources available. So maybe it's the buys that are our key points. They use the estimating department in an effective manner that commits these resources. Commits these resources to projects with most likelihood of success. So I'm starting to see a pattern, and if I wanted to study, do I want to know about prepare, maximize, and use, and foster? Really, the main objective would be enable the contractor to obtain profitable work. We know this is the bid process, right? So enable the contractor to obtain profitable work. So this one, prepare, well, we know that they're going to prepare. It's kind of like, okay, they're going to maximize accuracy. So that's what maximizes the accuracy? By including procedures for checking and verifying precision. So that is the objective. Verifying the precision of the work. Right? You could say include procedures for checking and verifying, or we could just say checking and verifying. Do we need to say include procedures? I mean, when you're in a department and you're estimating, you're going to have procedures. But their job is not to include procedures. Their job is for checking and verifying the precision of the work. So maximizing productivity is not the key function. The function is to achieve maximizing productivity. So what do they do to maximize? In terms of generating the highest volume of estimates with the resources available. Okay? So they want to generate the highest volume of estimating product. So that is their objective. Get as many bids in on the job. And I say terms of generating. It's just generating. I'm grabbing the wrong. I'm moving too fast. I want to click that highlighter and drag. Now those are the main ideas. See, yeah, you prepare a cost estimate, but that's so simple. You're going to have a whole department to prepare a cost estimate. When we say what's the objectives, their objectives is to prepare a cost estimate that will enable the contractor to retain profitable work. Okay, if I could narrow it down even less, right? Answer number one is all of those words. If I can use as little as words possible to say what the objective is, I would say these objectives include they enable the contractor to obtain profitable work. Even if it's not, I'm jarbling the information. But that's it. It enables the contractor to obtain profitable work. Now I can move these words around and still say the same thing. They maximize the accuracy of the estimate by including. So really, they're telling you they maximize the accuracy of what? Of checking and verifying, or the precision of work, right? That's their objective of a department. So remember, when you're trying to find these key words and key phrases, be aware of what we already know and what we want to know. And we are talking about objectives of the estimating department. So I could say main objectives, estimating department, enable the contractor to obtain profitable work. 2, checking and verifying precision of work. 3, generating the highest volume of estimating product. See, now that makes more sense. That is the nitty gritty. And that is what you study. And that's what you're studying right now. All that other stuff was just words on a book. Now you've taken all of the words out and you want to know the key terms. What are the key elements that help answer that specific question? And, you know, this 5 answers right out of the textbook, if you could find them, if you're a good reader, if you're actually looking at the book, if you actually have the book, then you go, oh man, there's so much to read, to find, that those 5 answers, they weren't numbered there for you. You had to, it was just all one big sentence or big paragraph or multiple paragraphs with a lot of explanation behind it without you to really get it in its simplest form. Okay, so that's how we're doing the homework. Now let me show you how to split the screen. I've got these 3 documents up. Now notice right here, first of all, before I say split the screen, we're working on 00 file. There's the file name right up here at the top. They are tabs, okay? So if you hover over them, you can go to those different pages. If you see a little star, that means you've made changes to the document. So if you want to save them, right next to the highlight button is the save button. Now the star is gone by the name. Now, see, I want to look at chapter 2 because those are the main objectives and we're going to answer them. So I'm going to double click and zoom. Let's see. So here, this is ready for me to grab the document. I can move it around. Let's see. And that it's not really a document. It is the words, the text that I captured and brought over. So this is in a text box. If you were to create text and write something, you would write it in the text box. And you can do other things like paste images and stuff. So here, if I don't want to change the size of the text box, I'll make it a little bit larger so it still fits on the page and it's got room. So once I'm in it, I'm going to double click inside the text box. See, now I have a cursor. Now I can move around like I'm in there. And maybe, like this answer is going to be a long one. So I'll move it down and make some room. And then I'm going to show you how to add a page. Oh, let's get back to splitting the screen. So down here in the bottom left-hand side, I can split the screen. So I'm going to go, I want chapter 2, this page here, to be on the second page, split screen. So I'm picking it, the one out of those 3 tabs. And then I hit split vertical, see? Let me move this little window down. So when I hover over it, You see the word split vertical or split horizontal. I want to split vertical. There. It split the screen. And it's off the page. It's black. I just grab it and I move it over. See how the cursor changed into a hand? Or I can click. Now, see, now it wants to grab and move the text box. But if I click on the screen, it turns, instead of being an arrow and messing with that particular item, it wants to mess with the sheet. So I can move it over. And I can also double click and hold the left mouse button, and I can use my trackbar to zoom in and out. Then I can come back over here and move my document around on the page. Okay. Now, back over here on this screen, it duplicated the screen, so I'm going to put it over there. And both of these are the same document. And whatever I change over here will change over there. So we have a split screen so that we can look at this, at the manual at the same time. And then now we're ready to answer that question. Double tab. And right there we can, let's see if it'll let me change styles. Well, I'm not sure how to do bullet points in Bluebeam. If you find out how to do bullet points in Bluebeam and you post it and send it to me, I will give you extra credit. Post it in the discussion and let me know how it's done. I'll give you extra credit. Extra 3 points in a 10-point assignment. Okay, so for now, I'm just using a minus sign. Okay, so it's ready for me to input text, and I can enter. I can put another minus sign because we know we got 5 answers. And I can delete. This is all inserted, right? Now, that's where I'm going to make my answer when I continue. But I've got this. I've already did some of the work. I can type the first one, enable the contractor. Let's do that again. Enable the contractor to obtain profitable work. Okay, but that took time. I can do the next one by selecting the text from one document and bringing it over to the other. So right here down at the bottom where it says text selector, I'm going to click on that. Now I've turned my pointing device into a text selector, and I'll come over to this side, click on this page and activate it, and then highlight what I want, checking and verifying the precision of work. And I don't need that period. And I right click on it, copy, and come back over here where I want it to work, double click inside the text box. If the double click doesn't work, it's because it wants me to capture text. Hit escape, and now I've got my old cursor back, the pointing device, inside the text box, double click, and there it is. There's my flashing cursor. Now it's inside for me to do whatever I want. Tab over where I want it, and I'm going to do Control V to paste. And there's that answer, checking and verifying the precision of the work. And then the third one, do it the same way. So I'm going to select my text selector at the bottom of the page, in the bottom center of Bluebeam. Then I'm going to select this page and activate that page that I'm in. And now I'm going to go grab my text, which was generating the highest volume of estimating product. Now I right click on whatever I highlighted, I copy, then I escape, then I double click in my new document or my text box, and I could right click this time and just say paste. Now there, the word was wrapping on the previous page, so it copied the wrapping. So just double click where I want it to go to and just hit delete, and I just brought it back up. Okay. So I've just answered 3 of the questions for number 2. So that's how to register Bluebeam, how to get set up for the assignment in Bluebeam, to pull up your Bluebeam, to bring up your documents, to split the screen, and actually work with your assignment. So that should be enough to get you going. See, it's got the asterisk on it. So this guy is ready to be saved. So I'll go to the top and I can hit File, and I've already got it named reference sheet. So why make a copy of it? You downloaded my copy, and then you're building on it and making it more. So later, you're only going to be doing 1 or 2, but since you're in Bluebeam, you can share with other students, like people in your group, and they can copy, cut, and move your answer into one document. So in the end, we will all build one document. And then, so you can hit the little disk icon, looks like a floppy disk. Those of you who used to work with those. And then now it's saved. And there it is here. And look, there's your answers there too. See? So they're both the same sheet. I got the X, I got the little star because I moved it. And I don't want to save that. So I will just close it without saving it. Close it, and it'll say, because the 2 were open. So don't save. And then I want to close the whole program. These are saved. It'll just close the program. There's my files. I just worked on chapter 2, and I made changes to it, so it's saved. And if you wanted to make a different copy, the one that I gave you and the one that you made, you could put a -1 at the end to signify that yours is a 1, separate. So that's pretty much it. That will be your explanation on how to get set up on Bluebeam. And I'm going to go ahead and post this, and then you guys can continue your homework. And I will give more explanations on how to post it and where to post your answers later, but this will get you started.